anything. So, fun fact about Pasar Malam, which means like night market in Malay, the longest that we have is actually about 2 kilometers, and 2,000 is also the average number of Pasar Malam visitors that we have for every Pasar Malam. So, anyways, I digress. Let's move on to our next and last agenda of the evening. So now that your belly is full, it's time to fill your minds as well with the wisdom and experience of our distinguished alumni. So today we have the pleasure of inviting 6 distinguished alumni to share with us their thoughts and trials. So before anything, let me explain some simple mechanisms for this forum. You may scan this QR code displayed on the slides and submit your anonymous questions to our Slido. Or you could raise up your hands and come out to the middle of the hall to ask your burning questions directly to our panel today. Is that clear? Any questions? Okay, so introducing our prominent alumni, we have Mr. Alan Tan Yao Tong, Mr. Amon E. Tekla, Ms. Melissa Hong Traden, Associate Prof. Dr. Roger Fu, Mr. Tan Zisha Chujasa, and Mr. Lim Jackson. It is our greatest honor as well to invite them onto the stage to impart onto us their knowledge and expertise. It is also an honor to invite Mash to be our esteemed moderator of the evening as well. Let us all invite them to the stage with a big round of applause. Hello, are you ready? Thank you everyone so much for being here. I'm just going to welcome all the alumni. You can sit in order. We start with the H. H in IPSF. Who started off first? Yeah, who started first? Oh, from that side, it's okay, because I think, yeah. Okay, we are having a music chair. So now we are discussing who's here first. You know, this is going to be our problem in 15 years, so don't laugh. Okay, now the microphone is coming to our speakers. And thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. It's such a pleasure to sit and host who, you know, these people were us 15 years ago. Can you imagine? You were sitting there and one day you might be sitting here on the stage. And now we are gathering together here in Kuala after 11 years that APPS was hosted in Malaysia last time. So, we are going to start it off with some questions. So there will be 3-4 concepts of the questions that we are going to be going around. I'm telling you first that we are going to introduce, besides being in pharmacy sectors, who are they? Are they like, what's your favorite job? What's your like hobby or something? You know, if you didn't think about that, that's okay. It's an impromptu question. And then the second thing would be about their experience in IPSF, which we have pictures that will be coming on the screen. And then the third thing would be their best experience in IPSF, and if there's anything they would like to share with us today. Those who are listening, who might be turning into speaking in the near future. All right, could I have the next slide, please? All right, just to let you know that before we have the session, we actually had a alumni night meeting, and these are all that I met online before I meet them in person. The good part about this is that sometimes you have never met each other in person before, and then from all of a sudden, oh, you feel so close because, you know, they just pop up and look so similar, yet this is the first time you meet them in person. Anyhow, let's go to the first one. We don't have to guess who is coming first. So next slide, you will see that there will be Melissa. Okay, Melissa, would you like to introduce yourself a little?
Sure. So my name is Melissa. I am considered ancient, but not like the one on my left. Dinosaur. Okay. Currently I'm residing in Johor. Okay, I've been practically joined the PSF since 2007. That was my first ABPS in Hokkien, Thailand.
Can you fix the camera?
But wait,
Because
that's
the
a
other
question. Is anybody here
Can I
who
help?
was born in 2007?
It's will die.
Oh my god! Oh my god, the moment of realization. Are you serious? Yes. 2007? That one is not right. 2007, you were born in 2007? What? Excuse me, so real, you weren't even here. Like, and that was the first 8 years. I was 10 years old, that helps. We didn't even know that we were going to be in pharmacy, but here we are, sharing the same professions, and soon enough we'll be sharing the same, maybe title as pharmacist, as ERP, as, working in the industry. So, no matter when you were born, we forget about it, okay? And, yeah, but this is comes to
No, we don't have universal adapter.
So after that, basically that started my PSF journey and also the April journey, right? So I got involved in April in the year 2010, and I was chair for 2 years, right, running that. Had a lot of fun, had a lot of friends, gained a lot of experience. And I think that's the most important part of everything. Not only studies, studies is important, but think about it. Okay, think about it. Alright? I have family background, I have 2 boys. And basically, as you can see in the background of the one that Manchuri's
Can I borrow it?
shed, with a lot of toys and Lego, that's my hobby.
Can I borrow first? Because it's dead. And we have
Asian
my
teachers.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
I think that when I got the picture, it was very blurry.
Yeah.
If you see this picture, you cannot even see the face.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Jack mentioned it at Yuri, right? You know Yuri Jong, right? I know Yuri. Yuri Jong is there.
Yeah, I know Audrey, I know Kimmy, Kevin Dan Lawrence, I know Taiwan Jane, right?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, these are all my very good chums in IPSF. I would say until today we are still connected. We still go for you. You know that for some one of them you remember the baby shower.
Oh, it's because they said to stream the origins also. So I was telling them to fix the camera for the.
I'm not inside the screen.
Thank you very much. That's our first. But then let's maybe while we're with you,
Can you ask
let's talk
Trey?
about the experience like this. Because you see some of the people here. So this is actually Thai. So I
No,
see
it's
that
like
clearly.
it's
You
because
started your
Trey
journey in
asked me
2007,
to
which
put
someone was born that
this
year.
one
And
camera
then
for the
2
origins.
years later, you became April chairperson. That was quite fast because you started in your journey in 2007 and in 2009 you managed to become chairperson. How did that happen?
If you want to be very honest, right, first thing is that they were looking for candidates at the time. And then I was approached by Jane and also by John. So both of them said that now what is wrong. Then thinking about commitment, because I just graduated at the time. So I was thinking, only 10 working only 8 to 5 what? After that, so basically that's how I went into it. But I actually love the activities of IPSF. Yeah. So like you can see the one in Thailand actually for a public awareness campaign outside. Yeah, so I think that one was like say no to many people. It's a lot of things high up. So yeah, we went around, we created awareness. Things are all very good. Yeah. So this is how we got involved. And then in between of 2007 and 2009, actually, I was also the liaison officer for the yeah. So during that time, that's how I knew Jane. Yeah, because she was chair for I think when she engaged with all. So yeah, then we talked a lot, and basically that's how the interest came into to also run for legal chair.
Wow, and then 2 mandates later, were you done?
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to hear. Because we time the stuff that we spend, but then sometimes you have to learn how to say goodbye as well. And certain people spend, I actually have been here since 2017. So I'm old, I'm probably T-Rex. But I think 10 years after I followed your footsteps, and then it took me another 6 years before I become chairperson. And that's why 2 years after you started your journey, it's actually I took 3 times double to be like the chairperson. But it's alright, we have our own timing. So I started my journey as a first year student. But thank you so much. And then, okay, let's do a game. Who do you think will be the next one in line? Ooh, like the next one in line on the slide.
It's so hard though. Was it Dora?
That's Dora. Who knows Dora here? Dora generation aside. Dora was a chair in 2015, right? Is it 14, 15? Right?
Yeah, but that's like so nice. I mean, okay. Yeah, then we spent time with our previous 2 chairpersons for 2 consecutive mandates. And now let's maybe move forward to the next person first. So if you see the next slide, we have Dr. Goldschmidt. Can you believe it? He's the second one. He's the second one after Melissa. With the experience and history like yourself. I was shocked. You look like you could be my senior. But let's maybe move on to the next slide, and maybe Dr. Go, you can talk a little bit about yourself and experience starting also in APS.
Yeah, this is the first APS we organized in Malaysia. So together with Lisa, that I was in the team for content creating, and so basically we design all banners, t-shirts, and everything. So and I think you can see. Yeah. No, there's so many of them. Actually, some of them still in contract, like the French in Japan are still in contract. That before COVID, anyway, before COVID. And then in Korea, there quite a lot of them during contract, still in contract. That's like maybe last year. And then I think moving on, we have, and then we joined the APS in South Korea, in SMU. So you can move to the next slide.
Do we have next slide, please? Okay.
Thank you. So it's yeah.
Can anyone spot Melissa?
Anyone recognize any? Anyone? So basically that is our my uni mates, and then I think that picture is the Malaysian team. I think they have quite a big number of them because that was 4 weeks in Malaysia and yes. But I think that is the only. I think yeah. Yeah, I think we have more pictures for the. So if you move to the next slide, it's actually quite impressive. That was my first time to Korea, South Korea as well. So, and yeah, anyone from SMU? No. So actually, I visited this. They have a JP plant in SMU, and there was a staff who is kind of like manager for the GMP department. And last year when I went back with my students to visit SMU, and I met him again. So it was quite interesting, you know, I met the same person after so many years. And yeah, I think we have campaign like what they sent out at the time. I think you remember like we are doing Makyatuji or something like that, you know, like anti poison or something. Yeah, I think we have, if we move on to the next slide. More pictures, so that's good. And Yuri's there. So that's the canvas for SMU. Yuri's there, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can move to the next. Then I joined APDS right for COVID in Bandung, and then I so I was there as a speaker instead of participants. So if you from Indonesia, probably you can recognize some of them. Yeah, Audrey is there, Eric is there. Yeah. And yeah, I think it's there, holding a relation flag. Yeah, I think I have more pictures before the next slide. Yeah, I think actually quite impressed at the time because I never joined ABS in Indonesia, so I've been hearing that the ABS in Indonesia and Thailand is always very, very great, you know. So that was really eye-opening for me actually, even though I'm pretty keep following them. So and I joined the team as judges for the industrial skill event, yeah, with Audrey. And that was actually quite a nice one. That we have a talk to share some cosmetic formulations. Yeah, I think that's it. We don't have more pictures.
Yeah, this is the last.
This is the last one, yeah.
But thank you so much. I mean, just so to give you guys information, Dr. Cole is actually a, what do you say, lecturer? Or what would be your role at the university?
So I'm a lecturer and also a researcher in science.
So I got to know Dr. Gold through his research, and then he was a judge for our journal club competition hosted back in 2023.
So yeah, quite a lot of that because of anyone knows the time. So I was not spread. I think I was in IDSM subcon in 2010, and then I went for practice and then I saw PhD. And then coming back, I think essentially I met Clement at one conference, and then we connect back in PSF, and then we kind of like asked me kind of feel back to PSF at the time. So that's how since then I've been quite consistently giving back to PSF, you know, as speakers or judges or sharing feelings, stuff like that. So that's how I get reconnected back to PSF. Yeah.
I just want to give you guys some information because Dr. Ko mentioned that he actually started off as a content creator for the AWS happening here in Malaysia, and now he turned to be lecturer at the university, creating a new version of us, becoming new pharmacists, which means even if you're contributing from other direction and not part of our RG or subcommittee yet, it doesn't mean that one day you cannot contribute back. Because you'll probably have to circle back to that side of here, going this direction first. So let's go to maybe the next person. This picture. So that is good passing on. Can you talk a little bit about this picture?
No, I think this is where I met Kimi for the first time, and also his son. So that is in Tampa, Monday afternoon. 2018.
What does SPAPA stand for?
Federations of Federation of Asian Pharmaceutical Association.
Yeah, so
That's
just
a adult version of me.
adult version. So just to give you guys some information, International Pharmaceutical Student Federation, we are actually the daughter organization of International Pharmaceutical Federation, or FIP. However, in the Asia Pacific region, we have something called FAPA, which is like sister organization between the two. They're partnered together, but they also have some similar symposium in Asia Pacific region, which this year will not have, but next year they will be happening in Thailand. And they do host it every 2 years. Therefore, if after you graduated, you still feel like you want to connect within the ecosystem of pharmacy, there will be 3 things you can consider. Either come back to APPS to contribute back as a judge, or joining Alumni Night, or join FIP World Congress in different country. This year, we'll talk about it later. But then also there's FAPA, that besides meeting at APPS as students, we can also meet professionally at FAPA as well. So, you will always be able to keep in touch, and the good part about APPS or IPSF is that that's just only the start. And I don't think there's an end. There has to be an end. None of us can confirm that we end our relationship with IPSF.
That's true.
Right? Yeah, so I would like to pass on to the next person, and then, it's a bit switched, but Evan, come first.
Alright, hi everyone, I'm Emon. So I think I joined IPSF since 2017. So I started as an IPSF subcommittee. So the time I was so ambitious, actually taking care of both committee at the same time. I think you can move the next slide. Alright, so this is my journey, how I started as an IPSF alumni. So I started as a MyPSF program officer previously. That's how I connect with IPSF, Pro as IPSF. So we work closely, let's say when any new career, I think whoever is a CP before president of the society that we know about it. So I started with that, then I tried to get interested to know more about what actually IPSF doing, more in terms of come up all those planning. So that's how I started with a committee first. So that's actually the time I meet a lot of international people. So you can see 2017 I handled 2 portfolio. So as you can see just now, I think Dr. Goh have mentioned Clayman. So Clayman actually one of the committee that I met him during my tenure. And he actually gave me a lot of opportunity because he's one of the researchers. So we even do a collaboration. We not only have fun involving in IPSF, we also do a lot of publications. So we do a poster presentation during my tenure for about the MMR awareness in the conference itself. So this actually, I can say, by joining IPSF, you can build your soft skill, but at the same time, you can kill another slot, using the slot to kill another word, which is do a publication. Not only that, I also have a, contributed go to 2018. I joined as an IPSF grants coordinator. So this is actually another position that mainly searching grants for the students. Because why I'm involved is because I know most of us actually need money to join more IPSF events. So I try to contribute to find the grants, collaborate with different companies to see how we can subsidize to our IPSF committees, even members itself. So that's actually the time that I involved more in collaboration. So the time actually I also involved in Malaysia, we are sort of called No Gaps. It's sort of small size of APPS. So that's actually the time I want to bring in more Asian Pacific country to experience small skill size of APPS. So as you can see the photo that we have a participant from Vietnam, so from Singapore, Indonesia. So the time I also managed to bring someone from Korea also. So without that, right, so I still continue to contact with them. So you can see some photo actually, I went to travel with them. So you can see the 2017 actually I went to visit NUS in Singapore. Then followed by 2018 actually I traveled with the Hanoi pharmacist learning group together, try to visit their university and also try to understand more how their curriculum in terms of this school itself. So last but not least, I haven't ended as an IPSF journey. I still continue now actually as IPSF alumni, so I'm mainly involved in terms of, let's say, you need a mentor or at least need someone to speak about how actually IPSF contribute to who I am right now. So I haven't shared with you what I'm actually doing now. I'm actually working as a medical affairs manager in one of the MNC industry. So I can say joining IPSF is not another burden. Actually, it's sort of very fun, I can say, because you can sharp your skill to become multitask in a sense, but at the same time you also can make new friends and how I can meet other people from other countries. Yep. That's all for myself.
Wow, thank you very much. I think why do we know that? We can do that backward. It's okay. But I think this is, I noticed two things. One thing that Melissa mentioned, and also you mentioned, is that AMR were topics that you did back in your time. Are we still doing AMR work? Yes? Right? Unfortunately. Yes, I really like that word, but this is something that I noticed in IPSF. Sometimes we think we are fighting the battles that we won 10 years ago. And we need a workforce to really run these programs and run this awareness. And it's not going because without any of all of you here, we wouldn't have been able to continue the legacy and also still create this awareness among our students. I promise, 3 years ago, before I became regional project officer, I thought AMI was an outdated topic. And why did my chairperson ask me to do it? And now that I realize that 2007, they did it. Your time into 2018, they still did it. And now, 2025, we still do it. Just give you an example that this public health challenge will never go. But we need you, and we need our alumni to work on this together because this is our profession. I'm probably going to joke a little that I tell people that please don't take your drugs, so irresponsibly, because I don't want to restudy antibiotics again, right? Nah. Anyhow, that was so good. I would like to ask about your experience, because with AMR, your journey didn't just start with IPSF, but also you went to the UK to do the AMR stewardship program as well, and I found that very interesting. Can you share a little bit about it?
So this one just sharing how we started with that program is because he was in UK at the time. So he actually bring up idea, why not we actually try to collaboration between IPSF with the Congress to share how actually pharmacy students can play a role in terms of to increase the awareness about MOR. So that's actually how we plot one of the poster. Then we do a presentation that's how we want to tell the pharmacy student actually not just a student, normal student, but we're doing something. So that's actually the time we do a comic competitions. So whoever actually want to submit from IPSF, they just submit how you want to make it in terms of a funny way and also at the same time in a scientific way to educate the general population also in our country itself. So this is what we did in that year.
I mean, that's amazing. And I think the goal is just to keep doing it. And if I could shout out to someone here, last year we did have the AMR forum hosted in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and one of our partners, not from IPSF, but IADS, is sitting here with us. See, Hui, can you just say hi to everyone? So Ying Hui is actually from Malaysia. She's a licensed dentist now. I'm just going to say that the AMR work didn't just end in IPSF, but started from us and connect us with so many more. So we have partnered with IPSF, IFMSA, IADS, and IDSA, which our representative from the vet school also came, but he had to go. But just want to let you know that it started from here, and stay and continue, and you create so many more meaningful relationships. And today, Steve drove an hour to be here and join us in person. So I hope that one day you can create this meaningful relationship with someone. It could be the person sitting next to you, it could be the person you met tomorrow, but I hope that you come back and tell your journey in the future as well. Thank you, everyone. We'll go to you get too many claps.
I don't know why. Thank you so much for your recognition. Yeah.
But this is great. All right, next person coming on spot would be Zishan.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Zishan. Thank you for having me tonight. So, my story in IPSF is also pretty similar to Dr. Mo. I'm just an avid conference joiner. So, my first conference was in 2012 in Taipei, Taiwan. And 2013, we went to Tokyo, Japan, and Chiba site. And 2014 I had the opportunity to be the host of APPS in Kuala Lumpur. So it's now it's almost a 10 years anniversary. So it's nice to see how far our Malaysian team has become that we can organize the second time. 2015 I started working, so I didn't enjoy it. But 2016 I managed to skip work a few days and went to APPS in Seoul during Hari Raya. So yeah, then beyond that, it's mostly joining AYPG, FAPA, and FIP congresses. So I find that a lot of friendships were made during that time, and still until today. These are some of my blogs. Last time during students, I still had time to write blogs. So during we can compare now what's the difference between now and 10 years ago. Yeah, so I think what I've truly learned from IPSF is mostly on policy. These things are not usually taught in the university. Because we don't, also university is just like what Lisa is saying to me, worry about how to pass exams. Yeah, that's already. Yeah, so we brush each other. So yeah, Taiwan was a fantastic time. Because I think they let's say 4-star hotels at the time, and the food was great, and we went to a lot of nice places. So yeah, so I think maybe after seeing what is happening around in other countries, maybe reflect what can I actually do in Malaysia. So I think a lot of people here mostly they want to venture internationally, but I prefer on how to improve Malaysia itself and our profession. I think we all know we still don't have a dispensing separation, and there's still a lot of policy that's not very pro-pharmacies here. So joining all these conferences and interacting with participants which have better pharmacy practices than us has allowed me to sort of contribute a little bit more into the policy side, especially joining. I'm sorry to urge Malaysians here to join the Malaysian Pharmacy Society. We need all the young minds here. So for those in your respective countries, if you also want to join NIPRO or other international organizations, you also can join your own young pharmacist groups. I think most of the countries have their own young pharmacist groups already quite established. So please join us. This is a good step. Good networking opportunities, friendship, and maybe career-wise also. Yeah. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, so if you can take this picture and then read the APPS, blog post, it's really amazing. One thing I noticed from the blog post is that Facebook has made things much easier, and now we are in the era that we no longer use it on a daily basis. But this is like, you see the year pass and the tradition and also the global situation where at the time we used Facebook, and this was APPS 2014. And could you share quickly what was your role at APPS Malaysia and how did you find the experience hosting?
That time I was handling sponsorship. I want to thank to my boss here, Mr. Jack. We backed him. I had to hold his hand, and he very graciously donated 10,000 ringgit for this. I should have worn the t-shirt there. Yes, t-shirt was here. So it's one of our main sponsors in year 2014. Yeah, so that time, I think Malaysia is very fortunate. Our cost is quite low compared to other countries. So we stayed in a 5-star with the students during this time of inflation cannot really. That time they were staying at a 5-star hotel right in KL. And then we had quite a lot of people at that time. And then we went to a university in Puncak, Alang, which is any UiTM students here? No? Okay. All went shopping already. Saturday night, right? Yeah, that time the venue, the available, that time there's no Zcon yet, so the venue that we had was very far away. I think about 1.5 hours drive from KL, so the bus rides were quite crazy in the morning. I think we all started like 6:30 to leave the hotel, and then we reached like 8. Yeah, so we had some international speakers, and I think mostly the same. And it's 10 years ago, I can't remember much. Yeah, but yeah, it was a great experience.
Like there are lots of people here as well, and I feel like it's so surreal because our generation, something that had our blurry experience is COVID-19. So APPS was kind of like stopped for 2 years in 2020 and 2021. So it was, I believe, Singapore and the Philippines that hosted the event online before Jogja hosted again in 2022. Yeah, so some of us might be a bit blurry because those 2 years might be their first year in IPSF, and therefore they couldn't really imagine what was it like before COVID-19. But just want to show you guys, isn't this like history repeating itself? Because we also took some similar picture on the first day at our welcoming night. So cannot believe it that this was 2014 and now it's 11 years later, and our picture will also be this old in 10 or 11 years as well. Yes, thank you so much. And then now you are working also with MPS.
MPS is just MPS is a voluntary position, the treasurer. I'm working as an enforcement pharmacist in East Malaysia, in a place called Labuan. Yeah, so it's a 2.5 hours flight from there to here. Just arrived last time.
But Shishan has a very interesting job, guys. He's an enforcement pharmacist.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of doctors and pharmacists.
So enforcement pharmacists, could you tell a little, because we have Melissa working in the industry now, and also Emma just said that you're a medical affair, and then you have Dr. Goh who's a lecturer. Enforcement pharmacist, what is it?
It is a bit off topic. So basically, Malaysia's Ministry of Health, we regulate the entry of medications as well as cosmetics. So all the medicine that you find in a pharmacy or in a clinic, you have to be registered with the Ministry of Health. And they have each product has a unique identifier. They have a MAL number. It's a birth certificate number. So each, let's say your amlodipine, your simvastatin, they all have their, and depending on which brand, all have their own unique number. So we call it registered, and each of them has a hologram. We have a hologram on each of these medicines to ensure that the product is registered in Malaysia and is safe for the consumers and the patients. So what we do is we will go to the ground and check the premises, and we check online. Nowadays they sell things on online like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Malaysia, we use our usual e-platforms are Lazada and Shopee, something like that. Yeah. So in overseas, maybe Taobao or what's the silence? Shopee as well. Yeah, I think Shopee is everybody doing Shopee. Yeah. So a lot of people are selling registered presence on top of on this platform. So we usually rate the places, and then we investigate, and then we prosecute them to court. Yeah. So we are like a police basically. So we do everything. Yeah. Hopefully that's a very brief summary.
No, because I think it's an interesting job, and when I heard about it, I could see some of the face when you heard enforcement pharmacist, right? That this is something so new and so unique, and I think maybe some of you would be inspired to maybe, okay, if pharmacists might feel if between the laws and also the pharmacy.
This is pre-primary care. Like primary care, primary care is talking about prevention and probably minor illness. We are doing the pre-primary care, and we are ensuring that the products in the market are safe before it reaches the healthcare industry or in the premises that sell the medicine. in a way.
That's cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Maybe that's a clap. There was a pause. Anyhow, because this is going to get interesting, the next person shift his narrative altogether, starting from pharmacy and leading the way to other place. But I will let our next speaker talk about himself. So, Alan, the floor is yours.
All right. Hi, evening, everyone. Well, how's your evening so far? Give me a rating out of 10. Okay, 10 out of 10. So that's a good job for our RCs, right? So, hi guys, my name is Alan. I'm not as ancient, but will soon be as ancient as our esteemed seniors over here. So let's just talk a little bit about my story. And for the record, I have 3 photos here, and each of them point to a very specific part of the story. So let's begin. So this was back in 2017. My contact person, was my PSA Vice President 2, was going to World Congress Taiwan. Can I hear a woo from the Taiwanese here? Any Taiwanese? No Taiwanese. Yeah. probably out for practice, I believe. So back then, my contact person was going to World Congress Taiwan, so it was like, yeah, I'm not going to skip. I'm not going to APPS this year, so we're opening up for official delegates. And back then, I was part of the subcommittee, and I was like, hey, official delegates, and I was interested in where it went. And then when I attended the briefing, I realized it was very similar to what we actually do in my PSA Malaysia in terms of parliamentary sittings and the proceedings. So I was like, okay, let's go. And so this began my journey in APPS 2017 Thailand. Can I see where are the Thai delegates? Munch this. 1, 2, nice. So back then, the host was B, if I remember correctly, and it was held at Chulalongkorn University. This would be my first experience with IPSM, and it would be in RA. And for those official delegates here, you will think that RA is a fun experience. Yeah, it is kind of fun, especially in terms of interacting with the other official delegates from each countries, especially when you're able to hear about all the things that they're doing in their own countries, all the public health activities, all the events and initiatives that they're taking. And one of the things that really struck me back then was how April was one of the most united, one of the most warm communities and societies that they had. And that would inspire me to continue in April for all the way until now. And how would I actually activate myself in April would be the next slide. And this would be what would actually happen if I believe in that same year, 2017, would be in that December GPP ad. Anyone from Singapore here or attended the GPP ad in Singapore? The Singaporeans are also not here. Better check in with them. Right, so GPP and TDC will be held for, I think, one of the first time outside of Taiwan, because previously it was mainly organized by Taiwan, and Malaysia will host it in 2017, and they will also take on TDC at the same time. So for those who do not know what's TDC, or Trainers Development Camp, Trainers Development Camp is the process of building leaders who are able to train other leaders. And that would be one of my biggest experiences. So there's me, I'm right in the front, 1, 2, 3, third from the right, and then you see Kimmy, third from the left at the back. And this was part of we are part of a group of 12 trainers who will be one of the first groups that actually does a lot of training within the April region. And that will continue all the way into 2022, 2024, where some of us, basically Kimmy and myself, will do multiple trainings. And 2017, why I joined TDC was because I saw there was a very big gap of leadership. Many people wanted to take up leadership, many people wanted to run, but a lot of us really found that there was a lot of struggles in leadership that they could not actually understand. And so my goal was to actually bridge that gap. And so I decided to take training. Let's just say my first training would start in 2019. It would be in Bandung, Indonesia. Anyone from ATPN? Bandung? Oh no. Alright. Anyone from Indonesia? Alright. Thank you, saudara from Indonesia. So back then would be my first training, and it would go terribly. I wasn't that convincing. I could not even convince myself I was a good leader back then. But that sparked a fire in me. I felt that if I wasn't good at training, then I would get better at training later. And that would bring us to 2020. So guys, what happened? Quick pop quiz. What's the biggest event of 2020? COVID. So what happened to APPS that year? Online. So was held by? Yeah, if you guys knew that, then you'll be in the range of much and all. So it was held, but it will be organized by Singapore. And back then, myself and Chini, came in with one vision. We wanted to make LID feel as energetic as an offline LD. So what we did a lot of things. We ensured that participants participate in activities. And in those situations, we even we got participants to actually even sit in front of their laptops and eat lunch together as if we are across it. And it seems very small and very minute at that time, but back at the end of the day, people realized that at the end of the LID, people said this, and I will not forget that. People said that this felt like almost like offline LID, like we were there in person. And then we'll continue my progress. Oh no.
The antivirus protection expired.
Uh-oh.
And when you mentioned COVID, really.
Yeah, I know, right? So, and that will bring us all the way to 2025. So I don't have the photos of 2025 yet. I believe the RCs are still processing it. So we come down to 2024. Can all of those who attended my LID, either in local or in the APPS LID, raise your hands? Who are my LID participants? Show yourselves.
Ooh! Lots of them.
I see a confused set of this. Some of them probably is a bit later. So LID, I will continue my journey of training in LID, preparing people in soft skills, communications, project management, time management, emotional intelligence. And my goal will be that. And I think over the years, it's been my great pleasure to actually see batch after batch after batch of leaders step up, impacting their local societies, impacting the people around them. And I think that as we go through training itself, it brings you a very big growth mindset that there are things that we learn already that we always need to relearn. And that's something that I will bring onwards into my journey. So you guys can see that I kind of use a bit of a louder voice to get everyone's attention, even though everyone is probably drifting backwards into semi-consciousness. So I'm not a pharmacist by profession now. I'm actually a middle school teacher. And I'm teaching two of the hardest subjects. And one of my subjects is one of the hardest subjects that you guys learn in middle school. Want to make a guess?
Extended?
I teach additional mathematics and chemistry. And so what do? I chase and traumatize kids for a living. I traumatize kids, well, not completely traumatized, but what I believe is that the young generation, that's not very wrong, right? But that makes an impression. And for those who attended my LITs just recently, they will know that the first step is always to break the spirit and make people remember you even if it's wrong way. So what I believe is that students, young people are the crux of education. I believe that everyone has a lot of weight, is able to create new things, but they just, all what they need is somebody to believe in them and also somebody to push them a little bit further, just a little bit further out their limits and allow them to reach their lives. So yeah, that's me.
Wow, thank you so much. Round of applause for entrepreneur. Alan has been delivering training 3 years consecutively with me now that I joined him since Jogja in 2022 as a RPO. Turned co-trainers last year, and this year we also trained together again with Trey, our newly trained TDC graduate who's about to be IPSF trainer. So if I could take this opportunity to just encourage you that if you would like to be part of IPSF and you don't know where to start, Trainers Development Camp is a place where you can stay with IPSF, and that's a good benefit because you get to join LIT for free by training and paying your hard work. So you get to be attending events with a safely manner, right? What do you say?
I'll say that there are a few things good about being a trainer. One, obviously, keeping a growth mindset. We're living in a world that is so dominated, where AI is getting more and more prevalent, things are going to get more disruptive. What is going to differentiate you guys from all the rest, the 99% of the other pharmacists in this region, is your mindset. It's the ability to not give up. It's the ability to continuously look to upskill themselves. It's the ability to not stay content and to always ensure that they are always applying. And as for the side perks, as Mike said, you get to travel to countries for free. You get a set of cool t-shirts every year. I think every year our LIT team has always made good t-shirts. And more importantly, it gives you good stories to tell. And there's nothing better and more interesting than a pharmacist that has a story to tell. Because that way, you're able to make your participants listen to you, make your listeners listen to you. Like what I'm doing to you guys now. So these are some really great things about Trainers Development Camp. Do become a trainer. We really need people pharmacists who can lead us into the future and create new opportunities together.
Thank you very much. Round of applause to our alumni. But we do have one secret character. The secret character came because at the time when we were studying pharmacy, there was no NAFSA. So, Jack, could you tell a little bit about yourself and maybe how did you end up back in IPSF even if there was no member organization in your country at that time?
Oh, hi. So, I have a lot of jokes about me, the dinosaur. How many of you know Kimi? Yeah. She called me grandfather. Just way to respect it.
So you're my great-grandfather?
Well, technically she called me great-grandfather, but so yeah, somewhere thereabouts. So I'm Jack, in case you guys are wondering my name there. It's a Chinese name, but it was actually very brilliant. My parents took me, they made an injection. Until I went to Australia, then they started calling. On the third day of my uni, I got my nickname for the rest of my life with all these friends. It goes like this. For the following international students, please go to the registrar's office. Jack Ass Lim. Yeah. So if I'm in Melbourne and someone, including one of the registrars in the Victoria, and representing Victoria now, if they see me, they won't call me Jack. They will just go, "Yo, Jackass, what's up?" Yeah. Okay, so what I do. Okay, so I'm actually in business for many years. I was running a community pharmacy chain, and recently I'm doing a business consultancy with a hospital in Kuala Lumpur, as well as a digital data analytics company. But I'm here more to talk about my roles that are work that are not paid. Okay. So I am the General Secretary of the Malaysian Pharmacy Society, as well as the Vice President of FAPA, recently the Vice President of the Western Pacific Forum of Western Pacific Pharmaceutical Forum of FIP, as well as the observer, the EXCO of the FIP Community Pharmacy Section. Yeah. So in the journey, I met a lot of IPSS friends. So that's the reason why I'm almost like IPSS, inverted commas. It's just that I predate actually having a student association that joins IPSS. One of the things that I'm always very amazed is when you do all these activities and when you meet people, you form lifelong friendships and people that can work together, form groups, even advise each other. Like, okay, how many of you know Suin? It's more recent. Yeah. So Suin, I met Suin at one of the pharmacy events, and she just sent me a message 2 days ago asking me about some initiative in Malaysia because she wants to write into the government of New Zealand. And next week, well, in a few days, I'm actually going to Jakarta to meet Audrey to discuss about the business. So it's something that you will treasure. It's the connection you make today, and you never know where it might lead you, and that's actually very, very important. And during my time, the other organization I was involved in before this was the Young Pharmacists Group of Malaysia, and I was the first president of the Asian Young Pharmacists Group. So we were part of the group that actually formed and built it. And at that time, it was about building infrastructure and building a platform. So now we have it. I really hope you guys can spend some time to join them and learn from each other, and also sometimes talk to ancient people like me. And the only reason why there are no photos here is because I have no idea about the photos part. And just to illustrate again how old I am, when Chiri asked me, oh, go and airdrop the photos to me now, I was like, yeah, but when I was a student and I was in I know IPSF and I dealing with it, we don't have smartphones. The iPhone wasn't invented yet. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm that old. Wait, any of you, okay, who here is born after 2003?
After I was on
2003, after 2003. Yeah. Yeah. I got registered in 2003, so just to prove a point. Okay, so back to you.
The secret character actually is worth it. No, but thank you so much. This shows that, one Malaysian, group of people, they have gone everywhere, anywhere, and you come back home, you contributed back to your society, and this is something IPSF gives us a reward. You don't have to stay in your country. You can go to APPS, you can attend events, even study abroad and come back. Because one shared thing we have is being pharmacy graduates. And even if in the end our life direction shift us towards the other side of life, for example, me, I got honey trapped into moving across the world to Norway, but I still fly back to try to attend APPS, and this is the last official event as RWG, and I feel like I cherish APPS, IPSFA Pro, and each and every one of you to the bottom of my heart, because I know that one day you will make impact, and one day you will be part of our organization, and one way or another, sitting here, listening to this talk is already one of a good token that our history, our work was worth it, or else APPS wouldn't have continued from the 8th in Malaysia all the way to the 24th. 12 years! 12 years ago, you hosted it. And now, 24 years later, wait, not 24, sorry, 12 years later, 16, the math teacher has just corrected my calculation. 24 minus 8. 16. Sorry about that, guys. And this is going on live. Oh my god. I don't deserve to be a pharmacist. Good part I'm not. Okay, anyway, so before we move forward to the ending, we have a surprise for you. Everyone, if you're asleep, wake up because there's going to be something very, very entertaining coming. But I would like to talk quickly about FIP World Congress, our mother organization. So if you see the next slide presentation, has anyone been to Scandinavia? Copenhagen? Wow, okay, because this is a good chance for you to go. And if you want to meet me and Jack, he's going to Kenya with IPSF. But anyway, you meet me and the great grandfather. in Copenhagen if you want to go. So FIP, they have the 83rd FIP World Congress and a pharmacy and pharmaceutical science in Copenhagen from the 31st of August all the way until the 3rd of September 2025. If you can see here, this is called Prika, which means peer in Copenhagen. And also, if you want to, join the professional sector, just want to let you know that students can join as well. There's a student package available at €275, excluding accommodation and flights. So just be aware that the registration is a bit high, but the connection made, I'm sure, will be worth the price. So moving forward to the next slide, I just want to give you a quick rundown of the event. The sub-themes of the event is called Making It Sustainable, Making the System Work, Making It Personal, and also the important dates is that next month on the 11th of August 2025, that will be the second registration deadline. So there's still time to register for FIP World Congress and also IPSF World Congress. So if you haven't been to Kenya or Copenhagen, this is a good time for you to, explore. Because if not, there will always be next year. So next year, IPSF World Congress will be in Thailand, and FIP World Congress will be in Montreal, Canada. But this is part where I have to give a drum roll. Because, can you give a drum roll? Because 2017, what's going to happen?
FIP will be in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah? FIP will be in Kuala Lumpur. Jack will be our main delegation. What's the term? Organizing chair. Yeah, so please, you all can skip Montreal. You can skip Copenhagen. Oh! Please save your money and come to Kuala Lumpur in 3 years' time. I think the basic people are okay. Yeah, but please, welcome. Hope to see all of you in Kuala Lumpur in 2027. It will be held in Kuala Lumpur Convention Center. Have you all been to KLCC yet? I saw you all went to Putra area. Have you all been to KLCC yet? Twin Towers. Tomorrow. Oh, yeah. The day after tomorrow. Yeah.
How we know that is the day after?
Yeah, so the day after tomorrow, you can see the venue for yourself, and teamwork will happen there 3 years later. Yeah, thank you.
Yay, thank you so much. Oh, okay. So, do we get a discount? Yay!
You need to have the IPSF package, right? And the ECPG package. So we'll give back at you.
it comes back. Uno reverse. We will try. So IPSF do have partnership with FIP. So every year we provide a package called ECPG, which is the Early Career Pharmacist Group. Yeah, Pharmacist Group, and IPSF. So in this year we managed to provide a package of €250, excluding the accommodation. But I believe when it comes to Kuala Lumpur, you can make it more included, right?
We will talk to FIP about this because with regards to registration and all that, actually FIP is the one that determines it. But on our side, you can look forward to way cheaper accommodation in Kuala Lumpur than in Copenhagen. Because I just checked one and it was $800 for a night, and I was like, I'm gonna rent a boat or something.
Yeah, Copenhagen is a bit pricey at this time because it's a summer vacation, but I hope you know that there are options for you to join both on the professional side where there will be a World Congress, in Copenhagen, going to Montreal and come all the way back to Malaysia in 2 years. Because 2027, yeah. And then also with IPSF, you have Kuala Lumpur for APPS, and next year we have Surabaya will be hosting in 2026. So because you have the team showing up yourself, 2026, the chairperson of APPS 2026. He said he's going, he will see you there. So yoga is the next chairperson, so if you would like to join, maybe know about their plan, please feel free to talk to Unair about this. And then we are still looking for hosts for 2027. So if you are interested in hosting APPS 2027, Taiwan is on here, maybe Korea, I again. Maybe what else? Philippines. India. Anyhow, 2027 is still open for both APPS and World Congress. So if you're interested,
prioritize APPS.
set the chairperson, prioritize APPS. APPS is home. Other than that, just letting you know that World Congress will be in Kenya this year and Thailand next year. So we will see each other around. And if you're interested in the Asia Pacific part, FAPA is in Thailand next year in October, I believe. Yeah, October. So, there's so many events for you to connect with others. It depends on how much money we have and how much time we have. But I hope you save up for APPS next year, and maybe you will hear from the World Congress team. The World Congress team is not here, right? Oh, no, over there, right? Wait, Thailand, where? There, stand up! So we do have all the next hosts, and these will be the one involved in the World Congress too. So you see, to keep the spirit going, please bid to host the event so that in the future we can come back and sit on the stage again. We invite us, include us. I'm basically graduate as well. So before we close this down, I would like to ask if anyone has a question. We have Q&A. Question? So suspicious. You have a question? Okay, shout it out. You're loud enough.
I need my voice for RA.
Oh.
Thank you for the floor. Morning, Sarka. I'm the chairperson 2024-2025. So I just would like to ask a question because 2 years ago I actually met the previous IPSF president during World Congress in Bali. And during that time, I actually told her that I will be retiring from IPSF. But apparently she said there's this IPSF syndrome that when you start IPSF, it's really hard to get out. Just a background, I have been saying that I'll be retiring for 4 years now. It's my 5th year, going 6th year in IPSF. I've already been through every positions in the RWG, as well as being a CP. So my question is, how are you able to get out of IPSF? Since it's really hard for me to get out of the responsibilities I have with IPSF. Anyone?
Frankly speaking, right, it was very hard to get out of IPSF.
Indeed.
Yeah, but I had an exit ticket. My exit ticket was I had kids. just being very, very frank here. Yeah, because my commitment shifted from IPSF to my 2 boys. Actually 3, including the husband. Right? Yeah. So that was really one thing. That's how I got. But to tell you the truth, I came back in Bandung because my old partner in crime, known as Eric So, hopefully we can get him back here again. Hopefully. He loves April. He loves APPS. He says, World Congress, not so fun.
Agree.
APPS is really the best platform.
Indeed.
I let you know, not because that I really ran until April chair, but to tell you the truth, that's the reason why I ran for April chair, because it's the most fun platform. Okay? We have our tradition, okay? We have our crazies, right? If you 2012 Taiwan, I remember there was a lot of dancing from the RWG. You remember the crazy dancing? Yeah, and how I got dragged into one of it as well. So it was so fun. Okay, so whatever you all enjoy in APPS, it will not be the same at any other platform. Even when you go World Congress, I let you know. Yeah. So come back here. So even you tell me now you want to get out now, the exit ticket is probably only kids now.
My DM is open for everyone. I would like to ask those who do not have exit ticket. It's really hard for me to get that exit ticket. Oh no, I'm not sure. Not retired yet. Anyone without the exit ticket, like babies or.
Can I share that I actually started my RPO year with my 3 months old. So I entered with a baby, so now I don't have an exit ticket. Even if I have 2 babies. Yeah, so sad.
You can always move on to another trap, which is the older people association. That's a different trap. That's a different trap, yeah. But you never get out of it. Like you from students. Jack has never gotten out of it.
Yeah, I've been trying to step down from pharmacy-related organization for the past 10 years, but it seems to be getting deeper and deeper instead.
Yeah, so he's from student and then to Malaysia and then to regional. Regional is Papa, and now it's international, which is FIP. So the hole only gets deeper. With or without kids.
Without kids.
All the FIP, if you look at the FIP people, they're all 60, 70, 80 years old.
Oh!
How is forced into that?
Yeah, not that young, but that's the point.
Yeah, I mean the FIP main board of directors are all 70s, yeah, you're never getting out.
No, okay, so to be the reality of it, okay, this does sound really bad, but if you want to get out of it, don't make friends. Yeah. So this is the thing. One of the reasons why I end up from I don't say one fact. One of the reasons why I end up being part of even FIP now is now the current FIP leadership is increasingly being taken over by the young pharmacist group that when I was a young pharmacist. Like my batch was Louis Lorenzo, Marie Eskin, right? Foreman, Hospital Shepson, Tara here from Australia, that. So this is actually the whole generation. That was actually the young pharmacist community, right? And before that, they were all IPSF. And it kind of, when you build a network, that's how you sustain it. Because you have people you can talk to, and yeah, so if you really want to get out of it, don't make any friends. So the point is, you're never getting out of it, so good luck.
Yeah, I want to agree with that. Actually, myself, I have stopped about 1 year in between. So by 2 back, I kind of run away. So my IPSF committee actually they reached out to me during the COVID time. Emon, I remember you. I need to find you to become a speaker. So that's actually the time I come back to IPSF. So you can see the photo just now. Actually, I share some information how Malaysia handle COVID situations from a pharmacy point of view at the time because I was a pharmacy who taking care of COVID in my hospital. So I can say that if let's say you're enjoying the moment with your team and also your friend wherever you meet here, it's difficult for you to stop. Yeah. So at the same time, you also know what is your priority. So I understand that now that's actually working really, like some with family. But sometimes even now I'm working, right? Sometimes you feel like you want to contribute back to your professions, which is you want to coach us, you share some experience, sharing to the young pharmacists and also pharmacists like you all. So that's why we are here. Supposedly we are home really sleeping and then watching Netflix now, but we are here to share to you guys how we so enjoy IPSF, and even though like what they say join FIP, but I feel like I would join both instead because sometimes more people will.
Yeah, so we have 4 new people that are going to join our committee next year in the pharmacy society.
Yeah, so I can say that you can join both. One, actually you can learn something from the the elder society, but at the same time you also can share some experience, what you have learned from different platforms to you all. So why we are here. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Let's hear from Tupo.
So the prognosis is a bit too late for you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
To be I'll put it this way, probably we're not the right person to ask because as you can see, we're still here. But I think Emma has put it very, very well that the values and the desire to give back to the profession a lot brings us back. And I think sometimes it's not about getting out, it's about thinking what we want to do, why do we actually want to get out. We just want to get out because it's too tiring, because you've been elected too many times and have too many responsibilities, then that by all means take a break. But I think if you still have a heart within you to continue to contribute, to continue to build up that network, to make business, to make more friends, to get a lot of that good energy that you can get with well organization, I think that's more than enough business.
Yeah, I think I agree as well. I think the time when I get back to IPSF after my student time was because of Kevin asking me to share my experience of studying abroad with the IPSF members. So that was the time I started to contribute back to. I think that is very true where Jack said that don't make friends. I think that was a very big mistake that I made, but I enjoy a lot. To be honest, I feel that I think we all have the experience that is very different from each other. I think that was really thing that we want to contribute back to so that we don't make the same mistakes. So I think on another point I want to add on is if you do not want to feel old, then you contribute back to IPSF. Because I do feel that I will connect with the young people. I feel young.
Yeah, that's why you have to join both.
That's very true. Yeah, I think that is the thing that I've seen myself in that chair. When I was small. So I mean, 16 years. I can't imagine I was talking to Malaysia. 16 years we organized the first EPS in Penang, in Malaysia. So in the current cities where I am now. So come to this that like 16 years and I'm still here. I'm glad that to see that the community is growing bigger and everyone coming more and more united in this region. So I think that is wonderful. Yeah.
That's all for me. I'm passing the floor back to the moderator.
Very arcade. Alright, so guys, maybe you just need to stand a little. We have a surprise. This is actually a real surprise. Next slide, please. Not this one, but okay, surprise. We do have APPS song from the 8 APPS in Penang. So we're going to listen to it together. Can you sing?
Hello. So we actually particularly thank our team.
Come on guys, let's dance. Yeah guys, come in. If you can sing along, let's try. Honoring the one who hosted this 16 years ago. Okay, but I'm just going to take this opportunity to thank all of our history, all of our, treasures, all of our. I mean, we wouldn't call it past, but you were present.
No, I'm not. Yeah, but I mean, it's glad that we were able to take the song 16 years after the game in Malaysia. And actually, the songs was written by our friends who are also pharmacy students at the time. So they do have a band. So really put in the dedication to really want to make the first ABS in Malaysia, the greatest that we can at the time. So we put all the efforts in building the right complete stock at the time. So that was, I do hope that you guys see the dedication that we put on at the time, so we can carry on the passions and motivations and keep on doing the next 8 years to the greatest ever. Yeah.
So Rabbi, the pressure is on you. Alright, thank you so much everyone. I would like to invite all of us to take pictures together, if that's okay, so that we can start relocating from the chairs and come and take pictures with our alumni. But once again, please give them a round of applause. Thank you for making it happen so that we can stay and continue your legacy. Okay guys, let's come to the front, and we probably could stand. Guys, you can be anywhere you want to be, but be fast. We want to sleep. Okay, come, be wherever you want to be and stand. Alright, come to here, come here, don't be afraid. Come, squeeze. Thank you everyone so much for staying as well. This is, it couldn't have been possible.
Here,
Is it too big? Should we squeeze? Photographer, if I could confirm with you.
Evan, come here. You will make your...
You can say anything. Okay. Go. April pose. 2 on your right, 1 on your left. Put it together. 2 on your right, 1 on the left. April.
This is your 4th day, so don't do the April pose.
Not that. This. Girl. 2 on your right, 1 on your left. Oh my god, I'm so confused, but it's okay. Okay, let's do it. 1. Okay, let's do APPS pose. We have APPS pose as well, like 2 hands. Okay, we ready? Thank you everyone. Have a good night. Enjoy.
Let's go pack our bags and go home.
Bye, drive safe. Yes, wait until I first.
With your organizations and expo, let's take a picture. 5G, Sexto.
Hello. Hi, participants. Your bus will be waiting at LG2 to bring you back to your hotel. I repeat, your bus is at LG2 to bring you back to your hotel. You can follow any RCs who can guide you back to your bus at LG2. Social Net's members, can you please stay back? I repeat, Social Net members, can you please stay back for a short briefing? Thank you.